Hello and welcome to MJR Piano Academy. Your instructor today, I'm Regan MJ. Uh, this is our first piano class, and without wasting time, let us start straight away. To have a brief introduction to our keyboard, the keyboard is made up of two pairs or two groups of notes. Comparing the black notes, we have two pairs and the three pairs, two and the three pairs, and these help us in mastering mastering the look of the piano and easily knowing where each note is located. And this introduces us to naming of our piano keyboard. The piano keyboard is named basing on alphabets, just like any other language. The musical language, we have alphabets, but this time around starting from A up to G. And you may ask yourself, how can I identify these without them being labeled on my keyboard? Wherever you see the two black key pairs, the first white key is called a C. Just to repeat myself, wherever you see two black key pairs, the first one is a C. Remember, I have said we have two pairs and three. Two and three. Now, wherever you see a two pair, the first white key is a C. And alphabetically, we know that from C we go straight to D, then E, then F, then G. But then when you reach at G, music-wise, we go back to A, because our alphabets start from A up to G. From G, then you go back to A, B, and C again. And I think you have already realized something. Where you see the two black key pairs, the first white key is a C. Just to prove it further, C, D, E, F, G. Then back to A, B, C. Two black keys. The first one is a C. But again, you may ask yourself, how about the black keys? Well, I've known the white keys, but now how about the black keys? The black keys, and normally they have two names. We are going to see that. But it always depends on the user or on the piece in which they are being played. For the black keys, they are going to introduce to us to what we call sharps and flats. I think you have ever heard of that in the choir, whereby someone says flat or B flat. The key is in the hymn number 24, B flat. And this introduces us to our new terms, the flat and the sharp. The sharp is normally symbolized with a hashtag. Normally, we have seen this on social media. The hash simply means moving one step forward. Just to repeat myself, the hash or sharping means moving one step forward. That is to say, if at all I'm at F, remember two black keys, C, D, E, F. When I'm at F and I want to sharp it or to play it sharp, I will move one step forward. Remember, these notes, all these keys are organized in a way that this is the first one, the second one, and so on and so forth. Therefore, if I move one step forward from F and I come to this black note, this becomes F sharp. When I am at F and I move one step forward, it means I have sharpened the F. Now this black note takes up the name of F sharp. Now how about the flat? The flat is just the reverse of sharpening or the sharp rule. For the flat, you have to move one step backwards. Remember, for the sharp, we have been moving one step forward. For the flat, one step backwards. Therefore, for instance, at E, if I'm at E, remember two black keys. The first one is C. From C, D, E, this is our E. From E, if I move one step backwards and I go to this black note, this black key becomes E flat. When I'm at E and I move one step backwards, this black note becomes E flat. But now you may ask yourself, but I have a D here. If I sharpen it, or if I want a D sharp, also this can be called a D sharp. Yeah, you are right. That's why in the beginning I said the black keys or notes always have two names. It just depends on the user or the piece where they are put, or the key. Therefore, this can be a E flat or a D sharp. An E flat or a D sharp. But remember, just to take us backwards a little bit, I want to make this fun right away. From C to the upper C, this is called an octave. That's why they go on repeating themselves. And this has introduced to us a new term, an octave. An octave is a group from a lower note to a high note, but of the same type. That is, from this lower C to an upper C, it gives us an octave. And we have already seen that this goes on repeating itself, that this octave is the same as this, is the same as this, the same as this. Just it's the pitch that changes, or the bass, that when you go lower it becomes more bass, and higher the notes become high in that way, and the bass in that way. But now what I want to bring out is that we have what we call a scale. A scale is a collection of notes. That's notes that follow a given pattern. For instance, I may decide to play notes in a systematic order from this lower C to this upper C, and I decide to play only the white keys. That sounds familiar, right? Yeah, it is the solfa notations being played. That means that from when I play the octave of C and I play only the white notes within this octave, I can be able to play the key or the scale of C. And the key, and I think you have also come across this word before, key, most especially in church. They can say the song hymn number 24 is in the key of B flat, or is in the key of C. When they say it is in the key of C, they mean that all the notes that are to be played for this song are going to be white notes only, no black key. And since you have realized that when I play the scale of C, that is from this lower C to this one, and I play all the white keys, I come up with solfa notations. I know you have heard of this before, the mi, do, sol, la, to, do, re, mi, fa. And this sounds exactly the same like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And just to bring some more fun right away, well, in case you know any song in solfa notations, you can be able to interpret it and play it right on the keyboard, and you impress your friends, and you let them know that you have already begun the piano classes. And just to demonstrate using one of the most popular songs, that is a song from South Africa by Yvonne Chaka Chaka. It had this famous chorus, mi, do, la, do, ti. And in most cases, we used to sing this in our primary. When you can realize that chorus had solfa notations, and when I interpret them, when I play them on the keyboard, they should sound exactly the same like the way she sang them. Mi, do, la, do, ti. Just let's wait for that. Yeah, you can impress your friends with that, but we shall go on understanding each language, the solfa notation, the staff notation, and all the aspects. That was just to bring in some more fun right away. But now we cannot end this first class without having a practical exercise. This exercise is going to be a pentatonic scale. Pent meaning 5, and a scale, we have already understood what a scale means. It's just a collection of notes organized in a systematic order. The pent scale, pent means 5. Therefore, this scale has only 5 notes. That is just like the finger numbers. Therefore, the exercise is to help us gain dexterity and help our fingers get used to the keyboard, and to have some fundamental technique on the hand position and finger position on the keyboard. Yeah, to start right away, you are going to start in the middle C. That's the C that comes in the middle of your keyboard. And using your right hand, you are going to put your thumb on that C, and then the next finger on D, E, F, and G. And now the exercise is to play each note, or the goal is to play each note independently using a single finger. The exercise should, at the end, you should be able to play it in this way. Sounds easy and also looks easy, but it's not, most especially when you are a real beginner. But don't worry, it will become easier and easier with time. Just know that the things you have to ensure when you're putting at the fingers on the keyboard, you have to ensure that it's the tips that are touching the keys, not the fingers slipping or having all the nails, the fingernails. And this, by the way, takes us to something very important. You have to keep your fingernails short, and just for the sake of the piano technique, you have to play using the tips. It's only the thumb that is kind of slipping on the C, but the rest of the fingers have to be on their tips. And you have to maintain a curve, a smooth curve. From mathematics, you have to maintain a smooth curve here with these fingers, not having it firm or having it flat. A smooth curve. Now, this is a common issue or a common problem. Whenever you play some notes or with a given finger, the rest of the fingers tend to fly away off the keys. Try to make sure that all the fingers stay on the keyboard. When you play with this, the rest are just touching, they are not flying away. Just in that format. Start slow, of course, you improve the speed with time. Also with the left hand, starting with the pinky. And then hands together. With time, don't rush into playing hands together. And thank you. Let us meet in the next lecture with more content. Thank you for loving the piano. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to MJR Piano Academy so that we keep on pushing the piano knowledge to all the people in the world. Thank you.